such an amazing, so much mercy. Here we are, the rogues, the Europeans and the Westerners, and we have received this call to this mercy on Srila Prabhupada. There is no reason for us to receive, but we have received, and we have been fortunate enough to take it seriously somewhat. And again, we taste this love of God or this process of devotional service. So we are very, very fortunate. It is not by our own doings. We constantly remind ourselves we have no qualification, but still here we are practicing this process seriously and getting a taste, actually. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Devin served to Yashan. So we are reading from the 5th canto, chapter 26, entitled The Hellish Planets. We are doing text 11 and 12 today. Now, the prose, so we want chanting, or I'll be just do the Sanskrit, but actually I'll do the Sanskrit in the second one. I won't do the first one. So translation to text 11. Very appropriate, actually. We just heard about the envious, and now we are hearing about their destination. In this life, an envious person commits violence against any living. Therefore, after his death, when he is taken to hell by Yamaraj, those living entities who were hurt by him fear his animals called rurus to inflict very severe pain on. Learned scholars call this house Rurava. Not generally seen in this world, the Ruru is more envious than a snake. Purport. According to Sridhar Swami, the Ruru is also known as Varashanga. Srila Jiva Goswami confirms this in his Sandava. Ruru Sambhasya Vayam Udaiva Tika Vihala Lokeshva Ahasida Devyam Jatu Visiha. Thus, although Rurus are not seen in this, their existence is confirmed by its text 12. Vivam Vivam Yashram Usham Vivayat Duras Pravina Gatati Gatati Ya Vivam Viham let's just do the word for word. Evam. Thus, Evam. Certainly. Maharurava. The hell known as Maharurava. Yatra. Where? The Titan. Being thrown. Purusha. Person. Rav. Yada. Named Rava Yada. Rava. The Ruru animals. Tam. Him. The condemned person. Rav Yada. For eating his flesh. Gata Yati. Kill. Ya. Who? Kavelam. Only. The Hambaraha. Intent on. In this hell, Ruru animals known as Kravyada torment him and eat his flesh. Purport.
The animalistic person who lives simply in the bodily concept of life is not excused. He is put into hell known as Maharurava and attacked by Ruru animals known as Kravyadas. Om Jnana Tamarandasya Jananjana Salakaya Chakshu Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and by the mercy of my spiritual master, he has kindly forced open my eyes. By the torchlight of transcendental knowledge, I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Nama Om Vishnu Pada Krishna Krista Bodale Shri Tamal Krishna Goswami Namane. So this section of the Bhagavatam, I guess, is there to confirm that there is a place awaiting us if we choose to misuse our tongue, because this tongue can be very beneficial by engaging it in chanting the holy names of the Lord, but it can also be very destructive by criticizing devotees or blaspheming devotees. The first offender is blasphemed devotees who has dedicated their lives to dedicating the holy names of the Lord. So we have to really take this very, very seriously in controlling our tongue. Vachovegam, manasakrodavegam, the nectar of instruction is also mentioning, to tolerate the urge of the mind, the tongue, the belly, the genitals. We have to tolerate these things. So this nectar of instruction is a condensed version given to us by Srila Rupa Goswami, who is none other than Rupa Manjari. So if we take these guidelines and these instructions very seriously, then everything else becomes very easy, actually. If we are able to give up this envious mentality. Now, this envious mentality is also a sign of our less intelligent, because we understand that Krishna is seated in everyone's heart, and we understand that we all have our good and our bad karma. So when we see somebody else, if we are becoming envious of them, we have to ask ourselves, why are we being envious of this person? This person has earned whatever they have got. Not a blade of grass moves without the will of the Lord, we hear. So whatever this person has got, whether it's a position, whether it is wealth, beautiful wife, whatever it is, but still our mind, our rascal mind, will look and think, I want that. So we have to check our mind, and especially our tongue. Our mind may look, but we should not verbalize these things. We can look, and hopefully we have enough intelligence to check. Don't be envious of this person. We should be celebrating, that this person has got this or this person has got that. They have done their tapasya. They've earned whatever they have got. So this envious mentality is very toxic, and I guess you get it. You get this toxic mentality through association. If you are going to sit and hear somebody criticize somebody else, you are drinking the poison. You should run. When somebody is criticizing devotees, even apparently they may be somewhat justified, because this person did this and they did that, and the whole crying goes on, and justification. But still, we should understand that the Lord is in everyone's heart, and the Lord knows everything. So we should not get involved in this business of being envious. Indra is a good example, stealing the horse from the sacrificial fire. And then ultimately here, the Giridhari Leela is also very nice, where Indra got very upset. And he got very humbled, and he came begging, to this 7-year-old boy after the Lord had finished with that pastime. So, this envy it is actually a poison. I don't want to say that in a fanatical way, but if we want to become advanced in our spiritual life, and if we want to progress, excuse me, and we want to taste this love of Godhead, we hear about this storehouse of love of Godhead. If we want to taste that or experience that, we have to come together and congregationally chant the Maha Mantra. This loud chanting, we're very fortunate we had last night. And also tonight, we'll have this chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and congregation. And it's a very purifying process. This Mataji here has come all the way from Northland. She's travelled in the bad weather. You know, we hear of devotees, you know, determination. So to drive in this weather and come all this way to be present in the congregational chanting and to have the darshan of a great personality. This is good fortune that someone has this intelligence that this is what I want. This is what is going to cleanse my heart, and this is what is going to elevate my consciousness. Because this is what we are trying to do at every moment. We're trying to uplift our mind away from the lower qualities, you know, the lower planets and what have you. You know, we're trying to, hold on to the lotus feet of the devotees, you know, and keep their association. So this is the medicine. It's a very easy process when you are freed from the envy. Because some people won't be coming tonight because of their crooked mentality or their toxic mentality. They won't come. And even, you know, they may even be disciples of Indradumna Swami, but still they won't be attending because they are seeing, oh, this person will be there, that person will be there. You know, ISKCON is doing this and ISKCON is doing that. And there's so many reasons they may conjure up to not attend the congregational chanting of the Lord. And this is a very unfortunate situation because they are missing out on that opportunity. So we have to very seriously take this process that we've been given, like Prabhupada was saying in the Leelamrita there, that is confirmed that we are distributing to everybody. We are not discriminating. The Jagais and the Madhais and the rogues can all attend. You know, there is no checking at the door. You know, what is your qualification? What is your birth? Did you have the right birth to come? No qualification required. Just eagerness. You've got to be eager. This loyam, this greed, to just immerse ourselves in that association so that our hearts can be cleansed. Because how else are our hearts going to be cleansed if we don't immerse ourselves? You know, we can take our bath in the morning, we can put on our tilak, you know, we can chant our mantras and think that, you know, I'm very good, you know, I've done all these, I've done these things. You know, the caste brahmanas would be very happy with us, you know, clean clothes externally, but we've got to, internally we need the cleansing. And so that goes through these ears. Now at the moment I have one ear that is fully blocked, and it is a real disadvantage. I went to the ear specialist the other day and they got the suction thing in there, trying to suck it out, but still it's in there. So I am, for whatever reason, I must have committed some crimes so that I'm not getting the full benefit of hearing through both ears at the moment. I am only hearing through one ear. So that is my dilemma. You know, I am here hearing the kirtan, but only half of it. So I have to work on myself. I accept that the Lord has made this arrangement that I'm only hearing half for whatever reason. So I'm lamenting like that because this is how we cleanse ourselves, is through hearing. Coming and hearing Bhagavatam is also very, very potent thing. You know, we're lucky we have this WhatsApp so we can tune in wherever we are, whether we're, you know, like I'm up there in my little caravan and I'm able to tune in to WhatsApp daily, basically, and hear the narrations of the Srimad Bhagavatam. And again, it is just, you know, strength, giving us that strength, because that's what we need. We need the strength to fight off this this Maya, you know, which comes in so many forms. So we are fortunate, and obviously everybody who is here at the moment, you're very serious. You know, you've come in this weather. You know, you also were probably aware that Indradumna Swami wasn't speaking, but still you've come to hear from the rogue, Madhu. But still somehow or other there is some benefit. You know, even I am speaking. You could say, what is that thing? You know, the lips of a serpent can poison the milk. But, you know, for some reason I don't become envious. I consider myself fortunate that I'm not envious, because that is not plaguing my mind. You know, I am coming to the temple and it is not having to go through that lens of envy. You know, that lens has been removed. So I can see everybody in a very joyful way. I'm glad to see everybody here, you know, and just like Nityananda with Jagai Madai, you know, he was telling the Lord, we cannot discriminate. We have to give this Jagai and Madai the mercy. Otherwise, what is the purpose of this mission? So we should also have that mentality. We do not see qualified, unqualified like that. And even, you know, so-called enemies. We may have enemies in this world, or so-called enemies, but still this is all on the bodily platform, and we are trying to get ourselves off this bodily platform. And this process is, you know, the Maha Mantra is a very transcendental sound. It is not actually a word, it is a sound. And within that sound, Krishna is contained. We understand, or it is confirmed, that Krishna is present in his name. Name, form, qualities, and pastimes are all there present within the name of the Lord. And it's just a matter of when we're receiving that frequency in our ears, how we are perceiving that within our heart. That is really what it is. It is a frequency or a sound vibration that is going into our hearts, and according to the state of our heart, that is how we perceive it. So, you know, that is a very broad spectrum. We understand there is a very large range of neophyte devotees and, you know, Madhyam, Kanista, Adhikaris like this. So everybody is getting it, and we're all getting cleansed. And we cannot see that. We cannot see what is in another person's heart. So we should not, although the mind is constantly, our mind is such a rascal, it is always, oh, this devotee, oh, that devotee, I am much better than them. You know, the mind will do this to us. It'll think that we are like this, and then Maya will come along and kick us and will put us in our real position. So we have got to be always watching the mind and checking it. You know, so tonight when everyone is here dancing and chanting, we should be just grateful in that mood of humility that we are able to be present. You know, even the spider on the ground, or the spiders that are residing in some of these lights or whatever, they are so fortunate. You know, Bhaktivinoda Thakur was praying to become like a cockroach in a house of a Vaishnava, so that he could hear the kirtan and the ringing of the bells and the purification of that sound. So it is the sound vibration that is really doing the work. Also, there is obviously the form of the deity is there, so that we can develop a more intimate relationship. You know, you can touch the Lord. And as Radhesham is here, he can be the hairdresser of Radharani. And this is a very intimate service. So Radhesham can do this service in the spiritual realm. He can be the hairdresser of Radha. Radha will be going, where is Radhesham? Come do my hair. I want such and such flower in my hair today. And I want it like this and like that. And so Radhesham can do that service. So we can recognize that Radhesham has been dressing the Radha Gurudhari this morning because of Radharani's hair. So as we become more familiar with the devotees and their skills, we are also appreciating their abilities, you know, like that. But then you may get the caste Brahmana that will come in and go, no, no, not like that, like this. But there are no rules. Radharani, if Radharani wants her hair like that, that is perfectly fine. And we hear that she's got the flowers in her hair and that. So thank you, Radhesham, for performing such wonderful service, because again, this would not happen if the Lord did not desire it. The Lord desired, Radharani desired, and it is manifest, and we are appreciating. It is actually very pretty. You know, so this is what we do as we advance in our Krishna consciousness. We do more and more service. It becomes more intimate, internally, externally. So we are fortunate to have this Sri Sri Radha Giridhari here, so that we can touch their body. You know, we had the Mataji that just, actually there was another Mataji that just left her body Subhag Sundari's mother has just left. But prior to that, the other Mataji, what's her name again? I'm deaf, I cannot even hear what he's saying. But anyhow, she was there, the very elderly lady Mataji that was here, she left out Jamastami. Yeah. So she was putting the Lord to rest. And Tilakini was telling the story that when she was putting the Lord to rest at midday, she would be up there massaging the Lord's feet for such a long time. And Tilakini would come and knock on the door, Mataji, what are you doing? The Lord needs to sleep. Oh, but Krishna is enjoying this massaging of the feet. And Krishna would no doubt would have been enjoying the massaging of the feet. Because again, not a blade of grass moves without the will of the Lord. So you can become very intimately connected with the deity, but this is because you have been treating the devotees right. You will not have this realization or this bhav if you have an envious mentality. It is not possible. It is just not possible. It's like black and white. You've got to have a clean, pure heart in order to be able to perceive these things and dive into these pastimes, actually. It takes purification. So this is what we're all aspiring for. We're trying to stay pure. We have all the rules and regulations, rise early, bath, put on the tilak, chant the holy name. And by chanting the holy name, you're associating with Krishna. So relish that time that you can associate with Krishna. And you can also lament, that I'm still not fully tasting, the holy name. And in this way, we're making progress. But the thing is, I guess the essence of today's class is give up any enmity or enviousness towards others. And I'm sure that everybody present here is already at that level anyhow. Like I said, unfortunately, those that need to hear it are not here because they've got so many reasons not to be here. So it is a catch-22. The Lord arranges it, actually. The Lord will bewilder you so that you don't come. If you're in such a crooked mentality, the Lord will convince you don't go. So this is the science of Krishna consciousness, actually. Those that are coming, those that are not, because of the offenses. So we have to try and avoid these offenses, and we understand that. Just see yourself as absolutely nothing, zero. See yourself as zero, and everybody else is above you. This should be our mentality. Everybody else is better than me. And I'm already convinced of that. I don't need to be told that everybody is better than me because I know that everybody is better than me. This is a fact. And so in this way, I'm able to stay because I am seeing everybody as being better than me. But as soon as you get that mentality that I am better than them, then that's where the problems actually start. Such a wonderful science, really. If we get, and then you get a taste for it, and you're realizing that being no one is actually really cool. It's a safe place to be no one. I want to just remain being no one, please, so that I can stay in that safe position and I can come into the kirtan and I can relish the kirtan, and that kirtan can cleanse my heart. And then when the heart is cleansed, then we get remembrance of Radharani and her wonderful hair by Radhesham. We get remembrance of that. We'll carry that with us, her long locks, and then that is the perfection of life. Manmana bhava mad bhakta. We are remembering Krishna, and our life is perfect. Because by that remembrance, Krishna is present, and who knows when we're going to leave our body. There is no certainty of that. So remain absorbed, remembering Krishna and her hairstyle, and your life is perfect. Simple as that. Simple for the simple, impossible for the crooked. If you're crooked, you are in a very precarious situation, but still, please come and attend the kirtan. We are not discriminating. Because again, like I say, we cannot see into people's hearts. We don't know what's going on. But if someone is constantly criticizing, then that is a very unfortunate situation. And you must run away from their association. Don't live in the association of people that are constantly criticizing. Beat them with a stick and then run away. Okay, has anyone got any questions or comments? Oh yeah, I'm very deaf. Please, sign language is good.
Okay, so the question just for those that are on is, do we carry this envy from life to lifetime? And what is the difference between envy and jealousy? Yeah, envy and jealousy are similar. Because Ravana wanted Sita. He was jealous of Ram. So jealousy, envy is probably jealous, more jealous that way. That Ravana was jealous of Ram. Envy is probably more of a hatred, where you really despise something. The envious, you see something in that person. Whereas jealousy, it might be not so much the quality, but it's something. They have a beautiful wife, they have lots of money, so we are jealous of that. But when you are envious of somebody's qualities, right, there is a difference. Very subtle to it. But you can be sure that I guess that mentality we carry with us. But the point is, if you have that envy, these ruru animals are going to get their teeth into you. That is the problem. That if we have envy, we are destined for lower points. So this is where we need to really get serious about getting rid of envy, because these ruru animals are waiting to sink their teeth in, and we don't want that. So we've got to very seriously get rid of it. We don't think, oh, it's all right. Like this just only this devoting that. Right? But that doesn't matter. Even if it's one, so we can be cast down. Like I say, first of all, it checks our spiritual life. But the scariest thing is these roots. These roots sound like pretty nasty. And they are more envious than a snake. So snakes, we can understand, are pretty nasty creatures. So to be even more envious than a snake, I'd rather just pay my obeisances and beg forgiveness. You know what I mean? Let's just try and avoid these situations. So in that context to that question, do we take the envy? At the time of death, that envy is there, yeah, it's going to come with us. But it was mentioned here, you get thrown. In the translation, he's speaking about Yatra Nipatitam, being thrown. So when you're thrown, you can imagine when you're being thrown like this. That's it. When you're falling, you're falling. So you can get thrown, down to these hellish planets. You can imagine, you leave your body and you're there. And then, like for me, I had this near-death experience, right? Out of my body, dark, misty. I was really hot, chains, and then this big form appeared towards me. So the next thing he could have possibly done was he could have picked me up with a giant one hand and just walked over to the cliff and just thrown me off the cliff. And sometimes when we're dreaming, right, we're nodding off. You dream that you're falling.
So we should not look badly at anybody. Even if someone has got envy, we could be, oh my God, that, they're going to get thrown down to the rurus. So just contemplate that sensation of free falling through a very dark space and then landing there and it's all dark and misty and you realize, oh my God, this is not a good situation. There's no rope to get out. There's no ladder. You can't fly. You are in a hellish planet. And then in the distance, you hear the rurus cackling and whatever noise they make, and they're coming for you. Such a fearful, lamentable situation, but this is the hellish planets, and this is reality in this material world. Because ultimately it is all illusion, but the time factor will be there, and you can spend, I don't know, maybe 10,000 years, they're nibbling on your thigh and nibbling on your ear and your arm, so it's such a hellish thing. So we want to get rid of all of that. And we want to just come to the temple and have darshan of Radhe Shyam's exquisite hairstyles. And then we want to look at this picture of the gopis dancing. And then we want to come here tonight, have a little prasad, and immerse ourselves in the holy name, because the holy name is actually everything. When we get more realization, nothing else matters except this Harinam. Now, whether we're doing it in our bhajan, on our beads, or whether we are taking it out onto the streets, or whether we are dancing ecstatically in the temple, this Harinam sound vibration has everything contained in it. And if your heart is pure, you will receive it in a wonderful way, and it will actually like lighten up within your heart. We hear of having that inner vision or what have you. So this is all such a scientific thing on how to be pure in this age of Kali. It's a challenge being pure, but purity is the force, preaching is the essence, books are the basis, and that is a fact. We are reading constantly. Take shelter of the books, take shelter of the holy name, take shelter of prasadam and devotees, and remain pure, or strive to be pure. Understand the benefits of purity. I am not saying that I am pure. Please do not misconceive. I am like this rogue or thief. I am not fit to be here, really, when I examine myself. But by the causeless mercy of the devotees and Srila Prabhupada, I am here. Because I have no envy, I guess you could say. I guess I could say that with confidence. I'm not envious of anybody, because I understand they've all earned what they've got. Obviously Ram's wife, Sita, we cannot be envious of that. Or someone's wealth, we know they've worked hard or they've inherited it in their past lives. So why be envious? Just be jolly. Chant Hare Krishna and be happy. This is really what we want. Just be happy. We have been given everything. We may not be able to perceive it, but to be able to be given the opportunity to touch Radharani's hair, what an opportunity. It's inconceivable. You don't have to wait to die to see Radharani and dress her. You've just got to be Radhe Shyam. He's not waiting to die. He's already reached perfection. He is already giving, he is the transcendental hairdresser. So we have to see with this vision that, everybody is more qualified than I, and I am so unqualified, but I'll just remain in their association so that there is hope for me when I leave my body. Simple as that. Just see the great good fortune and just associate with that. Okay. Answer your question, Maniji? I hope so. So nice to see you here. Because you drove in the rain and the weather to come here. That's the determination. So I shower my mercy on you for your determination to come. All glories to you.
There's a question online.
Yes.
In terms of self-envy and self-hatred, how would we navigate that?
Self-envy.
And self-hatred.
Okay, yes. Now, this concept of self-envy and self-hatred, like when we are raised, our first 7 years of our life are a very important time for us. It like locks in our whole perception of reality when we are young. And so according to how we are treated when we are young, that sort of locks in. So sometimes when we have this self-envy or self-hatred, maybe that was put onto us by our parents or by our siblings, our brothers or sisters. So these concepts or misconceptions are put onto us, and then we carry this apparent reality with us through our life, So, yeah, self-envy and self-hatred. We have to love ourselves, really, because we are pure spirit soul. But yes, we are in a material body, And yes, we took a birth at a certain time and we are born under a certain star, whether we're Aries or Scorpio or whatever star we are born under. But that is not us. So we have taken birth and we have certain types of parents. And, you know, we've been exposed to certain things. No doubt all of us have been exposed to good and bad things in our childhood or in our upbringing, whatever it may be. But we have to see beyond that. That, you know, yes, I am imperfect, but I've been given an opportunity to associate with people that are perfect. And Srila Prabhupada is perfect through his books. So by associating with Srila Prabhupada through reading his books and trying to love yourself, don't misidentify this ahankara. Don't misidentify that you are this body and that you are bad. We are part and parcel of Krishna. And Krishna has so many wonderful qualities. Now in the Nectar of Devotion, all those qualities are there. His beauty, his strength, his humility. There's such a lovely list of Krishna's qualities that are there. And we are an infinitesimal part of that. We also have those qualities. So don't misidentify with the bad qualities of this body and this mind. I'd start identifying with Krishna's qualities. Get out the Nectar of Devotion, look up the chapter of Krishna's qualities and look at it, and then start reading through that list. Because that is really who we are. We are part and parcel of Krishna, infinitesimal. I'm not going to start saying that we are Krishna, but we have the same qualities of Krishna. So this is really what we need to hone in on, is these qualities, and not get too caught up with our bad qualities, or so-called bad qualities, which are associated with this mind and this body. Just take the holy name, hear the holy name, and pray to the Lord that he will reveal himself to you in due course of time. So have the humility. So we may have these bad qualities, as you know, what have you, but you know, check your tongue, control your tongue, and don't speak badly of others. And straight away you can give yourself a tick and a pat on the back for not speaking badly. And then, you know, gradually over time, more prashadam, more halava, you know, we all get purified. And eating the prashadam cooked by advanced devotees. There is one wonderful devotee in Northland, he cooks pizza. And to eat that pizza, you get purification. So you've got to seek out the devotees and then seek out their cooking and take their prashadam, because that is another potent form of purification. So there's so many ways of doing it, you know, but we have to, you know, just remain in that humble state, and then we will progress. Yeah, but please don't be hard on yourself. Be very kind and loving to yourself. You know, there is hope for all of us, and it comes through humility. Just by being humble, you will make rapid progress. You know, don't try to become anything big. Don't try and become a temple president. That is a headache. Don't try and do that. Although somebody may ask you to do it, and then you have to do it. But don't try and become that. Don't aspire for, you know, profit, adoration, and distinction. Don't aspire for those things. You know, they are actually stumbling blocks. They're like gold chains or metal chains that will bind you to this world. You know, the profit, adoration, distinction. So don't aspire for those. Run away from those things. And just aspire for the remembrance of Radhisham's hairstyling abilities. You know, just remember the deity, remember the devotees, and in that way, you know, relish it. Like you take darshan of the deity, go right up there and have darshan, and appreciate the beauty. Appreciation of the beauty is really what we want to do. You know, so we've got to immerse our mind in the glorious things, which is the land of Sri Vrindavan. I could keep going, but I'll stop. Because I'm sitting here seeing all these wonderful devotees, and you know, it's just so easy to speak. Whereas if I was at a meeting with a whole lot of people that were envious, then that would affect me greatly. But I'm enlivened by just everybody's willingness to come and hear on this very, you know, wet day. So let's all gather again tonight for congregational chanting, provided the wind and weather don't get too severe, we'll be right. Okay, Prabhu, you got a question, yes?
Thank you for class.
Uh-huh.
Question was, is it correct to think that if devotees become free from envy, they'll all get along with one another?
Okay, the question is, if devotees are free from envy, will they get along with each other? No. There will always be arguments. There's always some sort of I am right, you are wrong mentality, especially like when you're trying to run a whole institute. You know, everyone has their different views. Do the mothers give initiation? Do the Mataji's, you know, the guru thing that's been going on? Yes, no. So there's always conflict. And that's the nature of this material world, especially in this age of Kali, of quarrel and hypocrisy. It is always going to be going on. There's always going to be quarrel and hypocrisy going. It's how we navigate it. It's how we navigate the quarrel and the hypocrisy. And you say, we are constantly being challenged and tested. It's not that I'm free of envy and everything is wonderful, peaches and cream. No, it's always a daily task to navigate the tests in this material world. So yeah, there'll always be ups and downs. You know, we're in the ocean and we're in the boat of ISKCON. Just don't jump out of the boat. Stay in the boat. Because in the ocean, there's, you know, you're going to drown. We can't survive outside in the material world. So we're in this boat. We just have to stay in the boat. And so that may mean changing our situation maybe a little bit. You know, like for me, I was a brahmachari many years ago. Then I got married, and then I needed to, you know, organize my income and my job and all those sort of things. So at that point, I had to move a little bit further away from the devotee so that I could do my business and maintain my family like that. You know, I may be criticized for that. Maybe I did the wrong thing moving away and doing business. But I should say, I always took Sri Sri Radha Giridhari with me. You know, I moved away, but I always had the remembrance of the deity within my heart. So I moved some distance away, but still the Lord was there in my heart. And because of my training as a brahmachari, I knew that later in life, I wanted to go back to that more serious aspect of living in a temple, you know, like the 5 potent things of devotional service, you know, residing in the holy dham, like that. So I knew that that's really was the goal. But first of all, I had to go through the Grihastha ashram and you know, do so many apparent material things. But it was with the goal was to come back and do full. The goal was to fully surrender. But sometimes you've got to take a little bit of a, you know, there's so many paths we have to take. You know, do I go left or right? So you know, our journey is like that. But we'll always be tested. There'll always be envious people coming up to you and complaining about somebody or whatever it may be. We're going to encounter that. Probably even on a daily basis, we're encountering challenges. And even now, you know, astrologically, all the stars are lining up and there's a lot of heavy energy around at the moment, you know, and things are going to happen because they're going to happen. You know, if the stars line up, things are going to happen. But for us as individuals, the stars are lining up, we're getting tested. And how are we going to react to these situations if someone comes up to us and challenging us? How do we react? You know, this is really the test. How do we react to these negative situations? They'll always be there. You know, you'll always encounter envious people, especially doing books. My God, I take my hat off to the book distributors because you're putting yourselves out there on the street and you're getting approached by envious people on a daily basis, without a doubt. So all glories to the book distributors for exposing themselves to that. I don't think I have the strength for that. So I'll just stay here and cut the grass and do my things here and be your servants. I'll serve you, you do that, and I'll stay here and be the Das, Anu Das. Because I know I would struggle to constantly be approached by envious people. I would probably want to hit them in the jaw. We can do that within our minds. So yeah, it's challenging. You know, there are so many fools and rascals out there. But, you know, the thing is, we are not a fool or a rascal, hopefully. You know, we are the fortunate ones, you know. So you're going out there doing your thing with your, like a protection, an aura around you to protect you. And then you can come home and take shelter of halava and prasadam in the evenings. Hopefully you guys have nice prasad when you come home. Again, you know, I really do take my hat off to the book distributors because they are the forefront of this movement. Now, going out and giving the books, you know, like I got a book in a very obscure way, going down the Norwestern motorway at you know, 80 kilometers an hour, and the book came, they pulled up beside us and gave us the book through the window of the car. That's how we received the book. I'm not saying that this is the way to distribute books. I don't want the devotees driving up and down the Norwestern motorway giving out books on the motorway. But this is how Krishna arranged that I got a book. So I'm grateful to the book distributors because these books are literally like bombs. We've just got to figure out how to get them out there, and they will explode. The clock is ticking on these books, and they will be changing people's lives forever. And there's so many stories of how the books change people's lives. So all glories to the book distributors. They are facing envy and hatred daily, and they have to know how to deal with that. So I'm not 100% sure of the best way to deal with it. No doubt you guys have got your ways and means. Maybe going to Vrindavan once in a while. Going to India does help, rolling in the dust. But coming tonight for some kirtan, if you're able to, that would be wonderful. Maybe you've got another program you've got to attend, but we'll attend on your behalf. Is that understanding correct? Thank you very much. Okay, let's leave it there, eh? Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Devotee Association ki jai. Gaura Premanandi Haribol. Mine, gift.